Thank you all for coming. We have a great crowd tonight. So welcoming back some former board members tonight for a special night here on the board. We'll start the meeting by just reviewing the October meeting minutes. I believe, I'm sorry, is it October or November? It should be November. The schedule, the agenda is wrong. So reviewing the November meeting minutes, does anyone have any additions, subtractions, or revisions? I did read through these and thought that everything went okay. All right. Anyone have a motion to approve them?
Motion to approve. Second.
Approve in a second. And since there's only 5 of us here tonight, any nays? No nays. So we will approve the November Board of Health meeting minutes, and they will appear on the website. Okay. From there, we'll move on to our health officer's report, please. I'm not sure if Maria or Catherine's giving it tonight.
It's me. So the numbers in black represent November, and the numbers in red represent 2017. So there's 310 food safety inspections that happened during 2017. That includes Snap Kitchen, Dan Restaurant, Rita's in Bryn Mawr. There was 7 temporary events in 2017, including Wayne Music Festival, Radnor Fall Festival, St. David's Annual Country Auction. We did 167 bathing place inspections. There's 7 indoor pools and 23 outdoor pools. There was 232 quality of life concerns, including but not limited to mice infestation, overgrown weeds, possible neglect by staff in nursing home, unsanitary living conditions, human bat contact, pool closure due to positive coliform level, meetings and trainings in 2017, the workplace safety meetings, and we just attended the local Board of Health meeting at the Marple Municipal Building in November, and the upcoming events in 2018, the opening of the Villanova Pavilion, Main and Vine, and Vinny's Pizza. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. And you can just see that the health of our township here is really, these are the people that are doing this, Catherine and Marie and of course Larry for all these years, and we'll be getting to that a little bit later, but really the health of our township relies on the inspections and on an organized staff and reports, as well as all the training they get. So thank you guys so much for that. We'll move on to some new business, since there's not a lot of old business that we have to review. We are, as always, I'm always looking for people who want to do a small presentation for the January and February meetings. We do have some openings. I did speak with Linda today, and there's a possibility she can think of a topic for us. But if anybody has any ideas, please feel free to email me through the month, and we can schedule them up. I didn't know if there's any updates on the status of the students' projects for the year.
Our initial discussion with our students is that they are going to generate topics for social media dissemination to their peers, and particularly they're going to generate topics for distribution during Teen Health Week, and we hope they will take the opportunity to meet Dr. Offit, one of them anyway, one of them, Julia, who is here. So thank you. Anything else, Julia? Thank you.
Thanks, and I hope your students are keeping your hands washed at school as we're in flu season. Lots of colds and viruses out there. Keep those hands washed and out of your mouth and nose, right? That's how those are spread. We usually have a Villanova meeting construction update. I do apologize. I was not able to attend the meeting, and I had gotten an email from a community resident with concerns about what was going to happen at this current meeting, but it was unfortunately in my junk box until I found this a couple of days ago and had missed the meeting. But I would like to ask any of my board members who have a little bit more familiarity with like runoff and other types of concerns that some of the residents in the 7th Ward have concerning, I guess, mostly about a temporary lot that they're putting up on Pike Field to hold, temporarily to hold construction vehicles with about 200 spots. And I believe there was some concern about runoff and other problems. Again, I'm not as familiar with this being a community physician, but if anyone on the board has some experience with this kind of thing, to attend if there's a January meeting for the Villanova construction, I would appreciate it. I know Mr. McCaffrey has in the past said that he was involved in some of these construction projects. I'm not sure if Mr. Karate has any experience with this kind of thing, but we will try our best
I
to.
can give you a little
expert
update.
involved. Thank you.
I attended both, there were 2 CARE meetings, one here in the Township Building, one last week over at Villanova. The issue was the issuance of a grading permit, which normally just happens, it's part of the process. But because of the significance of everything going on at Villanova and the interest of the neighbors, it was brought to the Board of Commissioners, and we referred it to CARE. In order to get that permit, they have to address all those concerns with runoff, stormwater control, and that all gets done before they can actually start the work on the field. Some of the things that came out of it, the request of neighbors was pulling the fence back from the property line an additional 50 feet or so over the required setback. They're looking at an 8-foot fence, or at least 6, maybe 8-foot fence with opaque covering. And of course, then the discussion was about the vehicles getting there early, sitting, like a lot of construction sites, you see the people come early because of traffic or whatnot, and then sit in their vehicles and idling away. The gates to that parking lot will not even be opened until at least 7. I think they might have even said 7:30. So that should address some of those things. And I'm not sure if there's anything further to be done on that topic.
Is there another meeting scheduled for January for the CARE meetings?
Their normal meeting.
Okay. All right, I'll try to have at least a representative from the Board of Health be there to listen. I think that sometimes, community members email us and communicate with us about these things, and I think we should have a good knowledge base about it. By the time the minutes appear on the web, it's usually after our meeting's done, so it'd be helpful for us to get a better approach to that. Okay, so we'll move on from that one. So also, I think we'll kind of shift some things around from the agenda today, but let's start with kind of our discussion here about the Great Health Inspectors department that we have here in the township. As we may have heard, we had, I think I mentioned it briefly last week, that Mr. Taltone, Larry Taltone, our health officer in the township, our full-time health officer, is retiring, I think at least from the full-time duties, and just wanted to obviously share with the community and share with Larry our appreciation of his service to the community. So I wrote a few words just to start with, and I would really appreciate our former board members, former presidents of the board as well, to chime in and tell us your stories about Larry, because we've had a wonderful time knowing him. Fellow board members in the Radnor community, I have the honor tonight to recognize the legacy of Mr. Taltone, our township health officer for 13 years. Larry initially started in 2002 as in the township as a residential housing inspector, and soon became an alternate health inspector. Began his full-time health inspector position in 2004, and in addition to innovative changes to the inspection process, including placing restaurants inspections online, increasing supervision in township pools, and many, many other things, Mr. Taltone, in my rough calculations, has done north of 2,000 dining facility inspections and re-inspections in his career here in Radnor Township. In addition, Larry's responsibilities included inspecting bathing facilities, animal-related incidents, and other nuisance issues in the community. And Larry also served in the Community Development Department in Radnor Township and has assisted in numerous township events and activities. His service to the health of our community is appreciated, and of course will sorely be missed. And on a personal note, Larry has always been a respectful, approachable, and a team player. For our volunteer board, he has been an invaluable resource, and he will be missed greatly. We wish you a wonderful retirement, Larry, and we know that we will see you around the township building assisting and mentoring the new health inspectors, Maria and Catherine. And we know that you have set the bar high, Larry, and we thank you for your knowledge and your hard work. I will invite old board members to come up and also to give their comments if they have a moment.
Commissioner Nagel, President Foreman, members of the Board of Health. I'm Herb Hazen, the former president of this board, and Vice President and member. It's with a great deal of emotion that I come here tonight to bid sort of a farewell to Larry Taltone. Having served on this board for 8 years, I know firsthand just how valuable he has been to the entire Radnor community. Mr. Taltone, I just don't know how we are going to possibly get along without you, but I'm sure that you have worked with your successors to make sure that we're okay. Dr. Foreman has talked about the very varied duties and responsibilities that Larry Taltone has to keep the health of the Radnor community up to where it is. I can only just, one thing stands out. I took some time to go around with Larry on his inspections. And what struck me was, even these were surprise visits, what struck me was the profound respect with which Larry Taltone was treated by the managers and staff of the places where we were going to inspect. They knew that he knew what he was doing, and they acted accordingly. And when he made recommendations and they knew he was going to come back to see if those recommendations were followed through, they were done because we made follow-up visits. So, Larry Taltone, I can only just put my hands together and applaud you.
Hi, I'm Amy Wishner.
I'm Amy Leader.
From our tenure on the Radnor Township Board of Health, Amy Leader and I were privy to certain facts about Mr. Taltone's vast experience. Before we let him leave, we wanted to share them to make sure that the township truly appreciates what a gem we are losing. There are a few events still coming up before Larry leaves. Among them is the Hot Air Balloon Festival, where Larry fortunately is certified to ensure that balloons are inflated to the correct pressure.
You may not know that Radnor's first international dog show is coming to Wayne by the end of December. But don't worry, Larry is certified to ensure that the leashes will be of the appropriate length, the dog bowls meet all sanitary codes, and the poodle cuts meet the regulations of the International Poodle Club of America. Now, these regulations are updated annually, but don't you worry, we know Larry is always current with his regulations.
Among the many certifications Larry holds related to ensuring food and restaurant safety, Larry is certified to determine what al dente pasta means. And residents of Radnor Township may not be aware that this service is also available at home.
You may not also be aware that Larry's duties include administering several tests. These include the test of every squirrel in Radnor Township to make sure they can safely navigate running along those telephone wires, as well as the test for every deer in the township to make sure they safely cross the road. Now, if you're not familiar with that test is administered by Larry around 5:30, 6 o'clock on Conestoga Road in November, just to make sure they can safely cross the road. And you don't have to worry, he's already covered you for November, so you're set.
Regarding chickens, Larry has successfully surveyed every chicken in Radnor Township, currently all of whom are here illegally, to find out why he or she crossed the road. And he will be presenting us with his final report before he leaves.
Now, the Board of Health has dealt quite a bit with various issues around artificial turf. And there's at least one issue that remains unresolved, and we hope that Larry will be addressing this before your departure. And I refer to that determination of the appropriate shade of green of that turf. We have to meet international specifications on our colors, so we're waiting to hear your recommendation. There's 22 shades of green, whether you believe it should be fern, avocado, reseda, mantis, dark moss. We're waiting for that recommendation, Larry.
In conclusion, we want to thank you, Larry, for your leadership and service.
And we want to let you know that the bar is really high for the future of Radnor. Thank you, Larry. Thank you.
I'm Laura Offit, and I had the honor of serving on this board for only a year. And I did not know that we were bidding farewell to Larry this evening, but so I have no prepared remarks. But I did want to acknowledge that Larry made my work on the board very easy and always provided all of the information and guidance that I needed. But even more so, once I left the board, he's been a tremendous liaison between the board and the community. And I know last year went to a lot of work to propose some ideas of how the township could implement Teen Health Week, and that was much appreciated. So Larry, I wish you the best on your retirement, and it's so nice to see you here this evening.
And I know there will be something more formal from the Board of Commissioners at some point, Larry, but we do appreciate your work here with us, and it's been a real pleasure to work with you on a personal note, so thank you, sir. We will move on from there, folks. So we'll move on to just kind of reminding everybody that, oh, did you want some, Larry, could you make a couple remarks? Did you want to make a couple remarks? I would appreciate it. Didn't want to put you on the spot.
Sure. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank not only this board, but the past board members for coming out. It really fills me up when I look out and see Dr. Offit, Mr. Hazen, Ms. Wishner, and Dr. Leader to take from their busy schedule as physicians and nurses and professional people to come out for me. It really makes me feel good. I did want to attempt to read my letter that I wrote to the board. I don't know if I can make it through it, but I'll try. To members of the Radnor Township Board of Health, both present and past, as I come to the end of my stewardship as health officer of Radnor Township, it pleases me to say that we have accomplished much over the years. We are in the top 10 Pennsylvania local municipalities to place our food safety inspections on our municipal website. We created a municipal smoke-free dining club with 98% participation prior to the Pennsylvania adoption of the Pennsylvania Clean Air Act of 2008, which was signed into law June 13, 2008. This legislation prohibits smoking in public place or a workplace and lists examples of what is considered a public place. Outdoor dining recently became more popular, resulting in an ordinance to regulate and enjoy outdoor dining in a food-safe manner. Wading pools are now required to have lifeguards assigned to them when they are not clearly observed from the lifeguard's main pool. We set up an email notification list for recalls and to share information quickly between our restaurants. We also maintain professional relationship with our food facility operators so that we have food-safe dining within Radnor Township. There are also things that were on my list for completion or upgrade that I have not been able to do. It is my hope that the next health officers will complete them in addition to implementing new initiatives of their own, including conduct all food safety inspections utilizing Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture's program, which includes placing these reports on the state website. I'd like to say that has been done already. They have done that already. Place all bathing place inspections on the Radnor Township website. Update the foods establishment plan review application. Finally, maintain membership in professional organizations such as CASA, PACO, NEHI, and Delaware County local boards of health. As previously mentioned, at the end of 2017, I am retiring to catch up on my honey-do list, drink coffee, and eat bagels. Before I do so, let me thank all the dedicated Radnor citizens and professionals, both present and past, that have served as members of the Radnor Township Board of Health. Please know that future generations shall benefit from your sacrifice and good works. Lastly, thank all of you for being patient and sharing your knowledge with me. My signature. The only other thing that I could say is thank my boss, Kevin Kachansky, and both managers for supporting me.
Thank you, sir. Kind words. Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to some announcements, and then we'll get to our presentation for tonight with Dr. Offit kindly coming out to speak with us about Teen Week 2018. Just a couple of quick announcements. There has been an sharp increase in flu activity. We did talk about flu vaccination for the past couple of meetings. We are getting toward the end of that season, but let's get the flu vaccines if we can up until, I guess, into early January is probably going to give you some protection for the season. In addition, reminding everyone again, there is a medication drop-off box in the Township building, and please use that, especially for dangerous medications like opioids, which are not being, if you're not using those anymore and they were prescribed to you, please put them into that Township collection box. Thank you. And then we will move on to our presentation tonight, if Dr. Offit would be kind enough to start. Thank you. Yeah, we'll get you started here.
Sleeping or?
Yeah, I think so.
Can't see the power button.
John's getting him.
Mr. Nagel's going to go back and help us out with that.
Push too many buttons.
Here he is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I forgot to mention this.
Thank you. Before I start doing this. Get out. Trying to be too smart from here. There we go. Well, I would like to thank the board for inviting me to come out again this year to talk about Teen Health Week. I have this new thing that says Paint the World Lime Green for Teens. I think some of you that have been involved in Teen Health Week before remember that lime green is the official color of Teen Health Week. And it's really exciting for me to come here today because exactly 3 months from today starts Global Teen Health Week. So what started here in Pennsylvania is actually now a global observance. So for those of you who are not familiar with Teen Health Week, this is an annual week-long designation to really raise the profile of adolescent health. And this coming year, it's in March. It's not in January. Which has gotten standing ovations when I've announced the change of dates in other settings. But one thing that is unique about a Teen Health Week is it's really the only week of its kind that focuses on a holistic view of adolescent health. So people are familiar with National Teen Dating Violence Prevention Month or Anti-Bullying Week or individual observances, but there isn't a whole week focused on a holistic aspect of adolescent health. And I think everyone here is aware of this, but a lot of the general public and even some healthcare providers really are not aware that adolescents comprise one of the largest segments of the global population and are one of the most rapidly growing age groups. And also that adolescents are not just big children and adolescents are not just little adults, they have special needs. And that obviously health behaviors that are taken on younger in life and through adolescence have an impact in health for the rest of your life. So why have a Teen Health Week at all? I mean, the biggest reason is that it focuses youth and adults on adolescent health issues in a positive way. And this is a critical thing, is that it's not a negative or punitive way of focusing on health, only talking about risks and bad decisions and irrational thinking and a lot of the messages that our teens receive about their health choices. And it's also important that it encourages adolescents to be engaged in their own health and to teach adolescents health self-advocacy. And obviously, this is critical because our goal of raising our adolescents is ultimately that they're equipped to manage their own health when they go out into the world and become productive and healthy and happy and highly functioning adults. Another thing that is important to me to roll into Teen Health Week is it's a great opportunity to dispel some really common misconceptions. And one of these misconceptions is that when we talk about adolescent health, that means we're only talking about sexual and reproductive health. And that's absolutely not true. Another big one is that many adolescents have a misconception that adults don't believe that youth care about their own health. And then there's also a flip misconception that many adults don't think that adolescents actually care about their own health, and we know that that is not true. And as I mentioned before, it gives us an opportunity to frame health discussions in a positive and proactive way. And then there's an added benefit, too, that it really helps youth positively influence their peers and families' health. So if a young person takes on a new healthy behavior, they're going to bring that home, and hopefully the family will improve their healthy behaviors as well. So Teen Health Week started here in Pennsylvania in 2016. And then last year, the AMA actually endorsed Teen Health Week and passed a resolution to support development of a national week and to try to put some energy behind that. But because in parallel there's been increasing interest from different countries around the world in the adolescent health realm, this actually is a global Teen Health Week starting in 2018. So Teen Health Week is the 18th to the 24th of March in 2018, so starting 3 months from today. And each day has a suggested theme or focus. And one of the differences that you'll see here is that the week has been expanded from a 5-day observance to a 7-day observance. That was specifically on request of the Office of Adolescent Health to pull it to a full 7-day observance. And that allowed us to add in 2 additional themes this year, which is oral health and preventive care and vaccines. Now, I want to emphasize that each day has a suggested theme. Each theme is broad enough that you could probably incorporate almost any adolescent health issue into a theme, but they're just suggested. So if there's general organizations that want to get on board and want to have a specific focus for each day, they can, or if there's a specialty practice or a gym or some other community organization that their mission is in line with one of the specific days or another adolescent health related issue, they're just encouraged to observe the week with whatever's in line with their mission. So this is not a mandate to follow these, but they're provided for some structure. So one of the most common questions I get is, well, how can I be involved? So one of the take-home points I want everyone to have here is it doesn't take much to be involved in Teen Health Week. There's a lot of power in having many people do small things. You know, we all talk about the saying, many hands make small work. So one of the simplest things is to wear lime green to show support for adolescent health. Or say you're a school or a business or a health practice, you could provide a toothbrush if you're a dental health practice, a lime green toothbrush to patients that come in during that week, or hand out a healthy lime green colored apple for youth. It's a good opportunity to share educational materials with youth. You can facilitate educational events during Teen Health Week, either through local schools or utilizing student clubs, public health organizations, medical practices, or any youth-focused group like a church club or youth sports. It's a good opportunity to honor professionals that have made an impact in adolescent health in the community. It's a good opportunity to publish in local press information or highlighting certain adolescent health issues that you think are important, and you can use social media to share relevant health messages and information. And I have an asterisk here, and it says that toolkits have additional examples. So there's a toolkit to support each of the days with a lot of specific, inexpensive, and easy to implement examples. So we can think about Teen Health Week allowing for youth engagement, youth education, and then advocacy for youth issues. And so I just have some pictures here from Teen Health Weeks past. There have only been 2. But one of the important things is to really encourage youth engagement. And so one of the things that should be emphasized is that the week should be fun. So you can do this with spirit wear, having festivities, prizes, or different special activities. You can see one of the local schools here put a sign up outside their school for the week. It's really important to involve young people in planning events, so I'm very excited that the interns here are interested maybe in thinking about how to take part in Teen Health Week. To plan events focused on youth. I do know that one event is being planned here. I believe it's going to be at the New Leaf Club, and it's going to be a yoga and mindfulness session for teens. Engage student leaders in schools and invite youth to be advisors. In terms of youth education, in the toolkits, there are some suggestions for lesson plans if teachers want to take this on. It's, again, you can use social media to reach adolescents, but using it in a way to really drive adolescents to getting to accurate online resources, because digital health literacy is another underlying theme of the whole week. It's a great opportunity for peer-to-peer education. We have some college students that are interested in partnering with high school students to do kind of peer-to-peer education, but they're just one step up. And then encouraging medical groups and other community organizations to educate young people on different topics. And it is also a good opportunity for advocacy. We had a resolution here in Delaware County the last 2 years. We had a signed proclamation from Governor Wolf. So different regions and organizations will do it differently. Larry, you'll see yourself in the Radnor Township picture. I think you sent me this picture from the first year that Radnor participated, where the township wore lime green, for instance, and then shared that image. And it is a good opportunity to raise certain issues that directly affect youth in our communities with local government, and obviously access to health care, reproductive health care, the opioid crisis, and gun violence are all issues in our country. If you use social media to advertise or share materials or information or links for Teen Health Week, our hashtag is 2018 Teen Health. So we ask everyone to use that. And then if there's any community partners that you think might be interested in getting on board, we encourage that as well. And what you see here are some of our past and current partners. Villanova last year provided educational materials for us, and we actually were able to update them and put them into the toolkits this year as well. And you'll see some of the buildings in Center City. We had illuminated lime green in observance of the week. Honey Grow has provided, healthy snacks, so on and so forth. So in terms of resources that are available to you, we do have a communications guide. What that has is either text, if you need some text to be able to craft a message or reach out to someone. We have a logo for each day of the week. We have banners for events. You're welcome to take any of those materials and put them onto your own things. We don't need to approve it. It's a resource that's made available for you. We have what's a toolkit that'll allow a ramp up for T-minus 3 months, 2 months, and then 1 month. And then, as I mentioned before, there is a toolkit that's been created for each theme. One of the problems that adults had in the past was finding something lime green to wear. I had gotten a lot of requests about having an official T-shirt, so this year we actually do have a T-shirt that is being sold through Bonfire, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. They did a lot of the different fundraising for some of the different marches. But basically that allows us to sell the shirts without putting up budget up front, because we don't have budget. And then if there is any surplus from the sales, all of that goes back to the College of Physicians of Philadelphia for development costs and events for Teen Health Week. And then you can find updated information at teenhealthweek.org. If that referral link is not functioning, you can go to the College of Physicians of Philadelphia website /Teen Health Week, and that will take you there too. There's also a link from my website that goes there as well. So if any organizations are planning to participate, I'm asking them to let me know so that I can put you on our global map. On the teenhealthweek.org page, we have a map that I update as I learn of different places coming on board. And And last week, actually, I was in Vienna talking with some international pediatricians that were very excited to get on board. So it's really fun to see this movement spread around the world, and I think it's particularly exciting that it started here in Radnor. So this is the slide with the information of where you can get the updated information, so teenhealthweek.org, or that is the link to the College of Physicians website where there are announcements and resources that are available for you to download. If you're interested in receiving monthly email updates or participating in roughly monthly informational teleconferences where I tackle some of the FAQs that I get, there's 3 ways that you can let me know. One is just to email me directly, or to email the Teen Health Week group at the College of Physicians, or that link is to a Google form where we just collect the contact information. So that's it. Thank you very much for the opportunity to update you on Teen Health Week. I appreciate your interest.
And thanks for all your hard work, Dr. Offit. It's been, good.
I can send them after and make them available.
We can get that going if we need to. Yes, certainly. But thank you so much for that. And I think there's a lot of easy ways for us to sort of help with this and be participants in this. I mean, certainly from my office point of view, it sounds like there's some great things that we can, use from the website and post and share with our patients coming in. I certainly think the high school they're already participating, but I think it's going to be a nice addition for hopefully our teen interns this year to maybe get something together on a social media kind of platform to relate this information to people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Any other public participation today? A lot of people? Not participation. Okay. Well, we will reconvene here in the board for the Board of Health meeting for Tuesday. No, it should be Monday. Boy, I did some mistakes on the thing today. Monday, January 16th. Is that the correct date, though?
That Monday
Is that Martin Luther King's we are doing the Tuesday?
that's
Tuesday
Tuesday.
the 16th?
Yeah. It is Tuesday.
Yeah, that's okay. So both usually January and February that happens because of President's Day as well. Okay. So we will plan on the Tuesday the 16th at 5:30 in this room. And before we sign off for the night, I just do want to do say one more thing for Marie and Catherine, communicating to us as board members. I would encourage you folks to, if there's anything that comes in from township residents, concerns, issues, please forward them to myself or any of the board members. What I was finding was that when community members themselves were trying to email me, it was getting lost in sort of junk mail, but you guys are obviously out of my junk mail bin. So please, if anybody from the community contacts you, please let us know. And I encourage the community, as always, if you have any concerns with the health in the township, anything that you think that the Board of Health can help you with to research, to bring to the attention of the Board of Commissioners, or just for your own peace of mind, please contact the township and have it sent to our board, and we're happy to look through some of these things. Over the years, we've definitely tackled some issues, including, pesticides and herbicides, these crumb rubber fields, opiates in the community, so many topics that the township residents have been concerned about. So please feel free to email the township and get us involved. Thanks for everyone for attending, and Larry, we'll miss you. Thanks.